family, everybody wants you to do something, man. How many times somebody was like, "Hey, man, I'm getting married. Can you play?" But not like charge me though. But could you that happens a lot, don't it, Justice?
That happens often.
Is there anything better than a trip getting ready?
Nope.
For a long journey where our podcast released a new app and searching for a fade fiend, new fixation. Giving this a subscribe is the same sensation. Started with the day ones, they gave us fuel to support the season. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. Notification bells, text your friends, all to let you know. Check your Bluetooth, connect, talking with Donato.
Welcome in, everyone. Episode 199. Not even his Justice League. With our guests, Justice Norwood, JN, J Boogie, Just Ice, Just Ice, J to the end. Norwood, what would, how would we start this off? What's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Yo, I mean, honestly, I want to start there, and I normally start with names. Yo, what's your circle call you, man? With a name like Justice Norwood, I want to know, first of all, what your mama call you, and then what your clique call you.
Okay, so I'm the baby of the family. So my mama calls me either Justice when she's mad,
yeah,
or but when she's just giving me my nickname, it's usually Justice Bustus, which is what it is. That's my name to my mama. But for my friends, I always been either Justice or Ice.
Man, we gonna back this up, man. We gonna back this up. Why you always making your mom mad, man? It sounded like that was a little loaded there. It sounded like there's a lot of occurrences, bro. You got a beard. You a grown man. What we say, grown ass man. You a grown ass man. You still making your mama mad right now?
I'm still a mama's boy, man. I'm still a mama's boy. I always will be.
You borrowing her car, driving all the gas out, and then bringing it back. What you doing, man?
Oh nah. See, I'm the musician kid, so there's a couple things to be mad at sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You quirky. You different, and
different is a good word.
Let's just go and say it. Well, hold on, I got two more. You spoiled, and you ain't found your direction yet. I mean, I'm just saying that's what that youngest is always doing. I don't even know if that's true. We got to get some of your siblings on. I got you on there. No, man, I got it together, brother. I got it together. Justin, say that. Do you have it together?
I'm working on it.
Oh, yeah,
I'm working on it.
You kept it real. Yo, I appreciate you. See, Justice, I appreciate that. Because I was wondering if you was going to lie with it and try to sell it. But you was real with it.
Nah, man. I'm not. I might have the hair, but I'm not Don King. I'm not selling no, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Brother, we all working on it, man. Up here, it's all business. Down here, I'm swimming for my life with a flutter kick in the water.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
man.
Yo, you brought it up. I was gonna get to it, brother. Man, that's just fruits and berries that are ultra perm, brother. What how you got that in 2024? This the best I could do. Let's see, in the 90s, I think my hairline might have been right there, but brother, what's going on? What you eating? What kind of smoothies you
Listen,
make?
Man, my hair is long. I'm actually I'm Native American, so it's kind of a cultural expression.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my son, he's got hair down to his butt, so that's just how we do things around here. You know what I mean? And as far as the style,
yeah,
brother, it's 99 degrees outside. I had to put on something light. You know what I mean?
Hey, Joe, I'm feeling the shirt though. I didn't notice it until I started on this last question, but it ain't really a Hawaiian shirt vibe. It's like a linen joint. It's cool though. It's cool though, right?
Yeah,
That's all
it blows in the wind. It blows in the wind. That's all I need.
Yeah, I like. Yo, I just bought me one the other day. I ain't even brought that out. It's like the same kind of color scheme. I think like you got a little purple, mine's a little black and white. Man, I can't wait. I'm about to fire that thing up this weekend for mine. Is that new? Is that new?
From the summer. Yeah.
And then you got. I mean, we talking style. What's going on the wrist, son? What's going on the wrist? I got wrist. Come on, I got wristwear too. This what we doing, Jersey? We jewelry popping. What we doing, Jersey?
See, I can't match the watches, but this is wampum. This is like I mentioned, I'm Native American, and like northeastern woodlands tribes. This is like sacred jewelry. Like it's first of all, it's a slight stunt because people don't know wampum is worth more per pound than gold. Yeah, it's worth more per pound than gold, and especially if you get like a homemade maker. And I know the person that made this bracelet.
He got the plug, yo. Hey, what Kanye said, you gotta get it just so we can say, brother, you ain't up on this. You gotta do it.
Hey. And I can't even go to the grocery store.
Yo, y'all ain't even Justice. That's what we talking about. I already knew that. So, yo, Justice, first of all, that was a nice flex. Because I did feel bad. As soon as you opened up your mouth and you started talking about that, I felt bad because I feel like I'm selling out. You know what I mean? This is colonizer wear. You know what I mean? This is some rich British dude back. And this ain't even. I'm big in Mexico and Israel, so I can make the UK jokes. But yo, I like that. I like that trip than whatever I'm pushing right here. So I like that.
Yeah, man, it's just culturally significant. I try to make sure I stay close to my roots all times. Yeah, I
like that. Yo, the funny thing, since we talking Native American, so like my mom, she was born in New York, but they like her fam is from North Carolina, right? And so we always was told we's Native American. So we thought, whatever's around North Carolina, that's who we are. Until 3 years ago, my wife did that little DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My Native American, Chile.
Oh, hey.
Down there. My people came from down there. First of all, we thought we was always Jamaican and Cuban. We got this cute little story. The family come together, Jamaican, grandma, great grandma, great grandpa come to this country, like all that. But hey, sometimes brothers be walking to new spots.
One thing I know about ancestry, like genealogy, is a little different because if you test your DNA, like you can be a Trinidadian person. Like, okay, a Trinidadian person might be your descendant, but they might have been living in, Haiti or Jamaica, or you know what I mean, for their whole life. So they identified as that, and that's what you would be identified if it wasn't, for the DNA. So that's a little bit different than genealogy.
So you telling me don't go get the Chile matter shirt? Don't get that yet.
Hey, we're all indigenous, brother. We all from the land. We all from the land.
Next World Cup.
Me and you at least. Me and you.
I'm just saying, and it's a high percentage. But I love it. I love the story. I love to hear that. I'll tell anyone, man. I mean, and I whatever. So I'm gonna say it because it's like, no disrespect, but you already the next thing you say always disrespects the people, right? But I know we got the back to Blafrica dudes. We got whatever, and everybody do what they do. But I don't know, man. It's just something about the cultural melting. I feel like sometimes that's how it's supposed to be. Some of the prettiest people, some of the best people kind of came from a little this culture merging with that culture, and that's the person we got.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, Justice, who are we to talk about somebody over stuff? I can't go back in time and talk to the Chilean brother that saw maybe the Jamaican sister and was like, "Mama."
Right.
So,
and it's all a part of it. Yeah.
Do you think that there is a little pressure though. Being Native American, having those roots, having that in you, and there's not that much representation, dog. I mean, if you head west, I say Jersey. So you grew up in New Jersey, right?
Yep, Jersey, born and bred. Nowhere else.
So I've served in the military with some cats that grew up on reservations. A homie from Montana that grew up on a res. Another homie that grew up on a res in Oklahoma. And, they feel like they got all the weight of the world because they left the res, first of all, went and served America's Army, traveling the world. They feel like they got to rep hard. So I'm just kind of think with Eastern brother, East Coast, what say you? You feel it?
See, I can't speak on that burden because honestly, a lot of reses, like, if I'm gonna be real, that some reses are like the worst hoods in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same loyalty that you see in, hoods like I'm gonna speak from where I'm from, but like, hoods like Newark, hoods like places in New York, a lot of places in Jersey. You see that pride because, when you climb up, you like to say, where I was, you know what I mean? So I definitely understand why, especially the natives that have been on the res, which are a lot of times really impoverished. They're coming from a place of need. Of course, they're gonna put that on their back, and like I'm already proud of where I'm from, and we weren't raised in that circumstance. So I can't even imagine, having all of that pressure on you to make sure that you're like you said, you're repping at all times.
Yo, let's talk about the hair. Let's talk about your son. There's a lot of brothers out there, man. Even if they could grow flow like that, they can't grow flow like that because they're 9 to 5, yo. The 9 to 5. What makes you feel comfortable with your cultural heritage and the way you feel comfortable with that flow right now? Because every brother ain't got that, but maybe they need to hear from a brother like you to give them some perspective. What say you?
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm giving a PC answer, but I honestly, I think it's based off the situation. Because if my hair compromised me taking care of my family, I'd probably cut my hair. But that's not necessarily the case. I'm in the arts. The other gig that I have, they don't care. I could look homeless and do what I do. You know what I mean? As long as I get on stage and you turn in your head, then it is what it is to me. I don't prescribe to anybody else's real thought of it because I've kind of carved the path to be able to not have to care.
Let's test that. Let's test that, yo. This is episode 199. We'll be starting season 2 in a little while. Go ahead and next couple weeks, go ahead and get the homeless look. Let me hold that wampum for you.
I'll grow the beard out.
That way you ain't wearing it. Let me hold that wampum. Let me hold that wampum. And then, I get back to you, season 2 after you done did it for a while when we talk again.
I'll make sure it's a couple grays in the beard and everything,
No, I was trying to get the joke. I thought that was pretty good. Like, hey, let's do a case study, sir. Justice, let's do a case study.
Honestly, the bands that I work for might fire me, but
oh, wait a minute, because you roll up looking like a narc, like you don't even look, bruh. Are you? Because you like the front man, ain't you?
Yeah,
you on the streets. We looking for a replacement. You out the group.
I sing lead for a couple bands, and part of it is the look. Part of it is to be able to, I don't know. I without sounding full of myself, I guess to attract a variety of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, that's all part of it, man. And far be it from me to say it's not. And I'll fight on your behalf to anybody to say, well, it should be all about the music. Man, forget that. I know a lot of trash bands that got a smoking hot lead, and she knows she is, and we steady up there sipping on something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
they'll
whole
pack
time
the
we
house out. They'll pack the house out.
you know what I mean? I know plenty like that. I ain't gonna say no names, but I know plenty like that right here. You know, we the live music capital of the world here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
That's what I'm at. You
yeah,
heard that? You heard? When's the last
yeah. I
time you
know
came
that.
through?
I know
You
that.
don't come through. You don't come through. You scared. You scared. You
I
just
haven't.
stay out
I
in your
haven't. I
garage
need
in New Jersey. You ain't ready for the big times, right? I'm ducking
to.
because
Now I
I
need
don't
to
know.
make it down there. I've had a couple of my homies that I've done music with. They've done South by Southwest and stuff like that. I never made it down there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait. When's the last time you came through?
I have never been to Texas.
Yo, Justice, you scared? You scared? What? Why?
Nah, it's not even that. I just think, the original hurdle of that was being a young father. I'm a single dad, and
Yes, sir. Oh, didn't know that. Do you think, son? Do you think? Okay.
yeah. But other than that, I think I've been so focused on kind of building my community here, and especially because I'm gonna go ahead and brag. Y'all might have more venues, but we got more musicians. Northeast is the Northeast is the most cram-packed, talented group of musicians in the country. You go to Philly, you go to New York, you go to Boston, you go to Baltimore. Like, these are world-class musicians. You might find a world-class musician playing keys at church on Sunday. So that's what I was raised around. That's what I think that I should be kind of indoctrinating myself in. And I'll make that next step, but I got to make sure that home is solid first.
Oh, yo, I understand that. We all, honestly, you already living the dream. That is just another part of the dream. That's a little more of the exploration, because you gotta get these reps in right now locally before you take that out. But yeah, if you had the opportunity to come through, man, I want to know, where would be the place you would like to go? And it ain't got to be Austin. You ain't got to placate to us, those locals that are here. Where would you want to go, man? Where's the Mecca for you? Where would you like to go? And
Now,
look,
if
all
we're
expenses
talking,
paid. I'm giving you the keys to my tour bus and a full tank of gas with a gas card that's unlimited. You know what? I'm gonna cover some meals too, but you just got to get to where you got to get to. Oh yeah, I ain't paying your hotel, so you gonna have to sleep on the bus. But where you going, brother? I bet you're going to Nashville. But
I wouldn't. I don't know about Nashville. Honestly.
Oh, you didn't? I thought that was a joke. Like, you think you would like to put in some reps in Nashville? We gonna get to your real answer, but Nashville is something you've considered though.
I would consider it because of the amount of opportunity there. I think any place that has that economy thrives on, like, live venues, it's just a place you gotta go check out. You know what I mean?
You know what, Justice? I like that vibe, son. I like that you are open-minded dude, man. Well, that's why you're on the pod, dog. I had this feeling, but man, opportunity pops up where you pop up.
Yeah.
you bruh, you can't pop in Chicago if you don't get to Chicago. I say that.
Yeah. No, so, that's real. That's real.
I like that. Okay, so then where, Justice? Let me get serious, because man, I just gave you keys to my bus. That's a 2023 bus, brand new. I ain't even got 25,000 miles on it, bro. Where you taking my bus? Where are you going to do your breakout?
If I'm gonna be honest, I think that the first place that I would go is Houston.
Yo, wait, Houston, number 4 largest city, used to be number 3, but Chicago took it back, so now they back to number 4. Wait, what? Why Houston?
I think Houston because my sound would work there. Oh. I think it's more of a strategy thing. I think there's a lot of old souls in Houston. I think the country R&B movement out of Houston right now is real complimentary to something that I'd like to do. You know what I mean?
Yo,
I don't have any roots in it, but I think that I wouldn't stand out as far as like taste. I think I'd be a lot of people's taste out there. Yeah.
Oh, well, we get into this now. I was gonna get to this later. All right, Justice, and I know this is gonna be offensive. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, right? We like to put stuff in the categories, right? Like we like to relate things. So for those of us who ain't heard your music, what do most people say, dog? Like, what do they say you sound like? We gonna go to what you think the flow is and everything, but like, point us in the direction. Where do people like to go when they hear you?
I think that you can hear a lot of church in my music, but it's not necessarily like church topics. But you can hear a lot of church. That's where I was raised. I was raised in the church. That's where I started playing music. That's where I started singing. And so you can hear a lot of that influence, and you can also hear a lot of like, I'm an old head as far as musical taste. Yeah. So it's a lot of nostalgia. I try to play on nostalgia a lot. I try to pick beats that are nostalgic just because that's my expression. I don't necessarily, I feel like I'm not, I'm kind of playing the outside of the new sound a little bit, but that's okay because I feel like there's this renewal of this old sound that we've all been accustomed to, been raised on, and everything like that. And I might pick newer sounding beats. They might have a lot more bass than an older song would, but it's still gonna have an old feel to it.
Justice, what's the genre? What and I'm putting you into the corner, which I don't like doing. So if there's multiple genres, I want that too. So you are.
I would call it R&B.
Okay.
I would call it R&B. I think that depending on where you found me at, like a lot of my newer stuff is very open, very acoustic. A lot of my older stuff was a lot more produced. It's just kind of where you found me at. I try to make sure that I'm just pouring out what's in me, and whatever comes out, hopefully they like it. You know what I mean?
I like that. So let's get to some other things. You said acoustic. What you play instruments? What did you skill that?
I actually I went to school for classical bass, like upright, the big bowl. Yeah. I went to school for bass. I played bass all through my childhood. I played drums in church for most of my life. So I'm a rhythm section guy. It's heavy on bass, heavy on drums.
Okay, some of us, we have problems, man. What if we don't know the difference between a cello and bass? Is that all right? Or you hate people like us?
That's okay. I mean, you gotta meet everybody where they're at. So I know that this is something I love, so I'm deep in it. Just like if I was having an argument with someone who was deep into politics and might know a lot more than I did, they would have to meet me where I'm at so we could have a good conversation. And that's kind of where I feel about music. If we want to talk music theory, I am a classically trained musician and we can talk music theory. But if you just want to talk about how the song feels to you, that's great too. You know what I mean? Like, I think music is audible emotion. And as long as that's being conveyed, like as long as I'm doing a good job making you feel, even if it's not what I felt when I made it, I'm making you feel from this sound. That's what music is. You know what I mean?
Diggable Planets. Doom, 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 doom.
Yep.
What is that? That's the bass?
Also, Common B. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's a bass too.
Hey, can you play that? Or you just a Mozart?
Oh yeah. I can play all that, man. I can play all that. There's a couple songs in my band now that I play bass on. Like my bass player is a real talented vocalist, so sometimes we just switch.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Let's get to. I wanted to get to that kind of stuff. All right, we a good band. You know, you got the look, you got the hair, but I'm nasty, Justice. I'm nasty. Like my vocals, I'm nasty. But you see, you know, I ain't got that flow. My hat game is pretty nice though. My hat game is nice. What happens in the band? Like, do I roll up and we gotta have a sing off, or we play nice and you know you do half the songs in the set. I do half. How does that work? Because I feel like in real life, it's more competitive and there's more conflict. How do y'all work that kind of stuff out?
I'm sure in a lot of bands that is the case. The bands that I'm in, I've been blessed to have bands that I've been a really good fit for. So I've never said that I sing better than everybody. Like I'm not Donny Hathaway. You know, I think that my voice lends itself to a particular sound. Yeah. And if that's the sound that you're going for, then I'm probably one of the better singers that you could go for in that area. But if there was a band that was playing all of these tracks that I knew someone else sounded better on, like for example, in my band, there are a couple tracks that we play. You know, we do a lot of gigs. We do a lot of, you know, casinos, corporate events, private events, and stuff like that. And I'm not a rock sounding guy. If we play AC/DC, I'm not going to sound like the lead singer. But I have a guy that I know sounds like that guy.
Nah,
and so he can sing all of that. Right? Yeah.
How come Jersey dudes always know a guy?
It's a lot of guys in Jersey, man. We're the most populated state. I think, you know, we might have the most people per corner. So
even now, brother, I heard them taxes. I heard the housing taxes. I heard it's crazy. How are brothers still? Is that why brothers is out on the corner? Got no place.
It might be. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough.
So all the cats just leaving New York and driving it up. A lot of tech companies coming to the Jersey area. Like what happened?
Yeah, I mean, our taxes are bad, but they're not as bad as New York. And also, you know, if you work in the city and you want a suburb type lifestyle, there's nothing like that in New York, you know, so you have to come to Jersey. And
hold on now. Bring. This Connecticut said, hold on, son. Y'all want to come to us. So why Jersey over Connecticut, man?
I don't know, it's just in the mix, man. We got everything. We got food. We got, like I said, live venues. We got sports teams. Like, come on, man.
Connecticut. Hang up, bro. You ain't in his league.
We got black folk.
Oh,
we got black folk.
Oh, there it is. Connecticut, hang up. You know what? Let me hang up on Connecticut. You went for the juggler, Justice. I thought you not. The name like Justice sounded like you would be a nice guy. You give everybody a chance. You fair.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy now. I'm older now.
Right there. That wasn't just. That was cold. You went for the. You're all playing with the little nutmeg state. For those who don't know, Connecticut is known as the nutmeg state.
Nutmeg.
Y'all ain't gangster. The nutmeg state. Come on, man. What we doing? We making banana bread out of this? What? All right, yo, Mr. Norwood. I gotta get serious, man. I lied to you. I told you this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be a layup episode. Man, I gotta hit you with some hard stuff, son. I gotta hit you with some hard stuff. Norwood. You know Ray J? You know Brandy? You don't know
I wish I did. I would have been sent a couple demos over. I would have been the cousin that didn't leave them alone.
They can bring you out on a versus and be like, "We are family." Can I get that? For those who don't know, their name is Norwood, so I just thought I'd go ahead and float that out there because that was there.
Yeah, nah. I wish we're not blood related to them or the Norwoods in football. There's a couple Norwoods that play for Alabama and we're in the NFL. We're not related to them either.
Brandon Norwood, I think, was the football player. I want to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure his name. I just know there was a couple Norwoods in football too.
Okay. Did you play football?
I didn't. I played basketball my whole life.
I was gonna say, well, you got a jump shot or you didn't sling because you said you was a preacher kid. Oh wait, you had a jump shot or you sling communion bread rock.
Well, see, us preachers kids be the worst ones, man.
Yeah. This is true. My mom's a bishop. I definitely know what it's like a preacher's kid. All right. Well, then in that, I wanted to stay in that vein though. Growing up, I like to go back. You know, we get a basis of who you were, and this is where you are. But it's also fun for me. Senior year. How many siblings you got?
I got two. I have an older brother and an older sister.
Okay, senior year. You ain't got money for dessert, but mama gave you $1.50. So you go to the lunch line, you get that lunch dude in the hairnet and that cigarette just dangling on his lip, just about to fall off. He go slop. He give you that slop. You know you shouldn't be eating that. You're gonna feel that by the time study hall roll through. You walk out with your tray. What table you sitting at, Justice?
I was definitely a floater in high school. I was one of those kids that I started on the basketball team, but I was also first chair bass player in the orchestra. So sometimes I sat with the orchestra kids. Sometimes I sat with the athletes. Sometimes I sat with who I would call like my homies, which were, the guys. Yeah. I was definitely a floater in high school. Sometimes you kind of catch me anywhere. I would be the type of guy that would go ride to prom with the orchestra kids, and then the whole time be chilling with the athletes at prom. I was definitely that guy.
All right. Did you get voted anything or close to voted something? Most talented. Most.
I got runner-up, best dressed.
Oh, you mean the dress?
Second place.
But you got hand-me-downs. You got a sister and a brother. All your stuff was old, wasn't it? Or you was baby. You are spoiled. They brought you new stuff.
See, I was working. I from the time, because my mom was the type of mom that said, I will provide for you, but you're not gonna pick. And once you feel like you want to pick, then I'm not providing no more. You know what I mean? So if I didn't want the Shaqs in gym, I had to go work for the Jordans. You know what I mean?
Marbury.
Yeah. I had a couple proteges back in the day. I had a couple of them.
Yeah. Okay, I want to come back. That's funny. I want to come back to something else too. We gonna stay in. Now we're gonna go to athletics, and then we're gonna go to your art. Man, who got the best jump shot in your fam, man? Any cousins?
Oh, it's me. It's me. No close. It's not close.
At the family cookout, don't nobody want to step on that court. Nobody want that business.
I'll put it this way: if anybody in my family sees this, I got 100 on a one-on-one. I got 100 on a one-on-one right now.
Norwood family, get in the comments.
I'm old. I ain't played ball in years. I still got 100 on it.
Norwood fam, somebody, come on, cousin Craig. You got a cousin named Craig?
I might. Everybody got a cousin named Craig.
I know. Somebody rolled through. I want to see that. That sounds like it's gonna be nasty. Okay, good. Hopefully they add us. They get in the comments. I want that. I want it to be an old uncle though. I want young blood.
I have an uncle who was nice at ball, but he's past his window. He can't mess with me no more.
What if you pull up? What if you inbound the ball, you check it in? What if he got that range that old man gave me? He just pull up.
Nah,
you can't stop, Justice. You ain't scared?
It's gonna be a bad game because we're gonna have to go to that hospital after I snatch those ankles. That's really what's gonna happen.
Oh, you still okay? You go.
I'll sit with him. I'll sit with him the whole time. We'll talk about it, but yang, yang.
Okay, you know what, brother. The name is Justice, but you are not fair. You ain't the what is it? The Lady Justice is blind with the little what's it called? The level?
The Libra scale. Yeah.
Your stuff is tilted right now. Why are you
I'm a
named
Virgo.
Justice?
I don't got nothing to do with that.
Why are you named Justice? Where did your parents think they was going with this?
You'd have to ask them. You'd have to. I mean, I know the story was that they thought I was a twin.
Oh.
Because I was a big child. I was a big baby, and they thought they were having twins, and they were gonna name them Truth and Justice.
Ooh.
And then it was just me, so I just got Justice.
Nice. Oh, it's just nice.
Yeah.
It went from it's gonna be Justice, and then we're gonna have Truth, but it's like, Doc, that's it. Nothing else in there. Just nice. That dude. All right. Do you have any other family members that's nice, either bass, other instruments, especially being a musical family from the church? Can anybody else mess with you musically?
My dad sings, but I mean, he sings as much as a pastor sings. He doesn't sing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had, well, I'll put it this way: my niece, both my nieces are in orchestra right now. I hope that they're better, better than me. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they coming. Oh, they gonna snap. They gonna snap. Hey, do y'all use a pick when you play the bass, or you got something on your fingers? What do y'all use to pluck?
For classical, you use a bow. So it's like one of these things.
Oh.
Yeah. But for jazz, you just use your finger. You just use your fingers.
Oh, well, they about to snap Uncle Justice with they bowstring. Is that all a string? A cord? What is that thing called?
It's just a bow. I mean, it's made out of hair, so it's made out of like horsehair and wood. So.
All right. Okay. They coming.
Yeah, but other than that, I wasn't.
Yeah. Let's have a classical orchestra off, a jazz off. I'm here I'll put you up for all the smoke, Mr. Norwood.
Hey, I'm ready for it. I'm ready. It's been a while since I had a challenge.
But I know I'm joking, but I'm not really joking, because you know how beautiful that would be, man. If
it would be amazing.
Or anybody, like, it's a versus, right? It's a familial versus, and we all win.
It'd be amazing. I would be hoping they smoke me.
Yeah, the up and comers. But you did it first. Hey, that's a Ray J. He hit it first, but you did it, and then they could be like, yeah, you was a little bit of an influence, Uncle Jay. What are you?
I'm Uncle Justice. I don't have many nicknames. Like I said, I've left the nicknames behind as I've gotten older. I'm just kind of Justice to everybody. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Rob, we got to get to another little quick thing here. I need to know, Mr. Norwood, if I am going to come to New Jersey, what am I doing, man? Where am I going? Am I going to Newark? I mean, what? Am I going to the Jersey?
You're definitely not. Look, I got all love for Brick City. I got people from Brick. Don't get mad at me. You're not going to Newark.
Where am I going?
I mean, if you want to see, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to see live music,
called the Garden State? Can you show me some gardens? What?
Not really. I mean, upstate there's the Poconos. There's a lot of wildlife up there. But if you're going anywhere, it's a lot of cities and a lot of towns. There's not much of that. But I will say, first of all, we have some of the best food. We have some of the best, like I said, talent. I mean, if you just look at the 30 minutes around where I'm from in Jersey,
Yeah.
we have Grammy winners. We got like real movers and shakers in the industry that came from right here. And especially like around my generation. And I think because we were all raised together, our level of musicianship kind of all raised at the same time. And so there's this pocket of killers just from like the Burlington County, Camden County area and Atlantic County area in New Jersey that are like maybe 25, 30, 35 now. And they're, I mean, like I'm saying, you know, you got people who are MDing for Nicki Minaj, and you know that they're all from here. Adam Blackistone is from here. Ty Tribbett is from here. Derek Hodges is from here. These are huge names, and you know they're from 15 minutes up the street.
Oh, okay. Yo, now that you know you're doing your thing, you are a musician. Growing up, did you have to duck and hide talent shows because you was winning them too much? Like, when does that happen that a person could realize they got talent? Because I feel like if you was a fighter, don't you gotta like you? Isn't there like a rule that you gotta? Yo, I'm just letting you know, son. These are registered weapons. I'm kind of nice with these. Like, you gotta say that, right? So you can't just look to any talent show growing up. Or when did you flip the switch? When did you turn into a monster?
See, I always I think that what happened with me was I found singing late, so I never really had to deal with that. Growing up, I was a musician. I was just a bass player and a drummer. That's what I spent all my time on. Yeah. I wound up getting a full scholarship to college for bass. That was like my main focus. I didn't do it really much else. I sang in church, but I didn't really think I could sing that well because I didn't sing like church singers.
Yeah.
And you know, I went through school, and as I was in college, I joined the gospel choir to try to play bass for them. And they already had a bass player, so I wound up just singing for them. And that's kind of when I got introduced to the vocal world. I never identified myself as a singer before. And then my sophomore year, I went to an open mic. I wound up, it was an open mic at the student center. So there was mad people, it was probably 300 people there.
Yeah.
And I sang some John Legend.
Oh. Was you trying to get phone numbers? Wait.
I got much more than the phone number, brother.
It was a plan.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think what showed it to me was the reaction of the crowd. It wasn't something that I was feeling. It wasn't like I thought I was nice. It was just everyone reacted so well that I was like, oh, maybe I'm decent at this. Maybe I should keep going. And by the time I left college, I was full-time music. I was just singing. I stopped playing bass for a while. I was just singing.
So you just started performing at clubs, open mics, anything, or you was a full-on in a group and you had gigs booked by then?
No, it started off all open mics. It started off open mics, free gigs, free terrible gigs, and then you know, it kind of just slowly progressed to the point that I was able to I recorded a good amount of material. And I had a decent following in New Jersey. And yeah, I mean, it feels weird explaining because it did kind of feel fast. I just started gigging. I got my first couple paid gigs, and then I realized that I could book a 20-person room. Then I realized I could book a 30-person room. Then I realized a 50-person room, and it just kind of kept progressing. And up until the pandemic, that was what I was doing. I was just gigging. I was doing a lot of original music. I don't do as much anymore, but I was just putting out my stuff, and people were buying tickets.
Man, when you are in a band, people in your clique, your family, everybody wants you to do something, man. How many times somebody was like, "Hey, man, I'm getting married. Can you play?" But not like charge me though. But could you that happens a lot, don't it, Justice?
That happens often, very often.
You holding back. Wait a minute. You almost sound like you was holding back there. But it seemed I know people, and it just seemed like that's where a lot of people would start. So then tell me this: Are you a wedding singer? Do you like doing weddings, or is it beneath you, or where are you at with that?
No, I take weddings a lot, actually. It's a good bread and butter gig for someone in my position. I think not only is it's a beautiful moment, and it's always a nice time. Everybody's in a great mood at a wedding. You know what I mean? Except for maybe the bride and the mother of the bride before it starts. You know. But yeah, I just love singing, man. I like singing at casinos. I like singing at weddings. I don't really do bars much anymore, but if they were to pay enough, maybe, I just love getting it out, man. I just love getting it out. And I know that I kind of preach this gospel of you don't need to be famous to make money in music. And I think everybody thinks you have to be this star, this like huge iconic figure. Yeah. And I mean, you can make a real decent living and not kind of be a regular guy. You know what I mean? Just have a lot of book and just be busy for the year. Make sure that you're handling your stuff, and make sure that you're professional enough that every gig calls you back. When
Well, no, I was just going to ask you then. So about calling you back, don't we put a lot of limits on you though? Or do people say, I heard you, and you just come in, just kind of what the event is? Or are people like controlling? It seems like that would be the case. It's always like you're our personal Spotify, I guess. Does that happen?
Weddings and private events, you get a lot of that. You get a lot of like requests. I'll come with a band, and there'll be, we'll send them our song list, and then they might send 15 songs and be like, oh, well, we wanted to hear these. And it's like, that's not exactly possible, but we can play 5 or 6 of them and, make it a little more personalized for you. I mean, if you give me enough money, I'll pay all 15 of them, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm in love with the art. I'm in love with the expression of the art. I love songwriting, but that's kind of something I do for me, foremost. If it makes me money, it makes me money. But the expression of the art, I don't really hold lines on that. Like, if there was a cover band that was doing music that I liked, like let's say there was a Motown cover band or Spinners cover band or something like that, and they were paying a good amount of money, I'd take 2 months and do that, just because. Why not? This is the freedom that the art gives you. So why not take it?
What do you avoid? Like, what if I'm telling you I know
cheap gigs?
What?
I avoid cheap gigs. I know my value, and you're not gonna pay me nothing other than
that. Okay, you should avoid that. You should avoid. I was going as like music. Like if I'm telling you, okay, maybe I'm telling you, yo, I'm a big Maxi Priest fan. I want you to play I just wanna be close to you. I want you to play that. And then you like, nah, bro, I can't. That ain't really dance hall, but like, some things you gotta avoid, right?
Yeah, there's definitely limitations, and I think if I didn't know that, then I'd just be sounding terrible at a lot of gigs.
Right.
But I think I know my voice, and if I can't sing something, hopefully I can find somebody that can. So maybe if there's a gig that needs a bunch of songs in that vein, maybe I can hire like a hand percussion player that can sing those songs, or maybe switch out the guitar player so that he can sing those songs, because I know that I have a real Motown type voice. That's not going to sound well with a lot of those songs.
Okay.
And I can stretch my voice to limits. When I first started out, I was doing bar gigs and singing whatever, like I was singing AC/DC and all, like whatever paid. you know. But I know what sounds great, and I also know what I'm just singing to get through. And if I'm just singing a bunch of the set to get through, that means I got to find somebody else to do it.
Okay. Yo, it sounds like you do get to live a little bit of a normal life outside the music thing, and maybe you keep them separate. Bruh, I remember a couple years ago, me and some workmates, we went to like a Dave and Buster's kind of gig, I'll just say. But we rolled up on some karaoke, and I did some things in front of the boss. I did oh man. Let Me Love You, Mario. I did Let Me Love You, Mario.
Okay.
But some girls had pulled up, so then I did a little extra. I thought I was Usher, and I put on a show doing that song. Bro, you just can't. You ain't invited to karaoke spots, are you? Again, registered weapons. Like you can't roll up, bro. You ain't normal, right?
I don't know. I mean, I've only ever did karaoke once. I've never really thought about why I haven't been invited. Maybe that's a reason, but
there's a few text groups out there that you ain't in, and we trying to go do something, but Justice don't know. When we get back to the office, nobody talk about this.
But see, I'm a little strange in the fact that I don't sing much. Like a lot of singers sing all the time. So they'll be at work and all of it. Just that's never been me. If you don't know what I do for a living, you probably don't know I sing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, I do have another gig, and I'd say 90% of them do not know. I'm not just busting out in the song all the time, you know.
No, so you ain't the cat that wants everybody to know that they can sing. And they
not at all.
In the elevator. La, 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 la.
I'd say most people that find out I can sing found out at a gig. Found out while I was on stage. Yeah.
Wait. So they doing this. Yeah. What's justice?
All right. Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Or did they find out like this? Okay, Justice. What? You know what I mean? I mean, it could go either way. And I'm sorry if the people that are just doing audio, man, y'all can't get the look. You might have to go to YouTube.
The looks what made it. The looks what made it.
Yeah, it worked. All right, so what do you lead with though, bro? To your point, it sounds like you don't, but I don't know if you got business cards, because you kind of got to put it out there so you could get booked for stuff, but then you can't lead with it. Do you lead with it? How can you bring this out?
I would say that my mantra has been good gigs lead to more gigs.
Okay. As
long as I'm, doing what I know I'm capable of at a gig, I know that a lot of this industry, especially at the lower levels, I'm not playing arenas. I'm not, selling out theaters.
Not yet.
But yeah, not yet. But at this level, it's really word of mouth. So if I go to a gig at so we were at the Hard Rock on Saturday.
Right.
In Atlantic City. And that was a gig that I knew that if I did the best that I could, we would get more gigs from that gig. You know what I mean? Because there's too many people there not to, we have our business cards and we have our, if you look us up online, we're there. So as long as I'm presenting the product that we're supposed to, that's the formula. I don't look at it past that. I don't think that unless I'm going to a meeting for the specific reason to promote myself, I don't think that I'm leading with that in any way, like in regular life. I think that I'm just a regular guy. And if you ask me what I do, I say I sing,
Oh, okay. what would you say would some of the items, like when you knew you was coming over here, it's like, yo, I gotta talk about this new release. I gotta talk about the band. Like, what have we left out that you know you wanted to get into this episode?
Okay, I have two things. Two things
Okay.
really important. I'm recording right now a 6-song EP. I have 5 of the 6 songs done, so it's really close. It's super close.
Oh,
It's my first original music that I'm putting out. Like I've done a shit ton of features,
right.
but in the past 3 years, I haven't put out any original music. I've just been focused on the business side of, like, you know, trying to stabilize my life as far as a musician. But I'm back. I recorded 5 of the 6 songs. It's gonna be a 6-song EP plus an acoustic version with a video. It's gonna be a live video of the acoustic versions of all the tracks. That should be out in October.
Okay.
So everybody should look out for that. It's been a long time, and I'm trying to definitely make waves with that one.
Man.
And also, I think, you know, if any of your listeners, any of my listeners are in the Jersey area, go see my band. It's Groove Heart. I'm in a couple bands, but the ones that are gigging this summer consistently, you got Groove Heart and you have Willpower. Groove Heart is a dance band, top 40. It's a good time. Get up out your seat. And Willpower is an old school funk band. It's an older demographic, but
Yeah.
they are a killer band. You know, it's a bunch of old heads who've been doing this their whole life, and they're fire. So,
Wow.
you know, just come out and see me. I come out and see me. If you come see me, I bet you'll come back.
Yo, how do we follow? You got some social medias you could drop on us? You know, it's the big thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of what the majority of us are doing.
I do. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's do_it_justice. So it's DO_IT_justice. And I'm on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud. Everything is Justice Norwood. Spotify is just Justice Norwood. And the band's Groove Heart is Groove Heart, like you would spell it, on Facebook and Instagram, and Willpower on Facebook. The bands that I'm currently lead man for.
Man, yo, Justice, we got into some good stuff here, man. And
Yeah, man, it's been a good time.
I feel like there's a little more meat in the bone. I think I got to bring back Mr. Norwood, listeners, and we need to talk a little classical vein. What I'm gonna get ethnic with it, but I think I'd like to talk to some people that, you know, play a little classically trained musicians who don't look like what you think about when you think of those people, and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
I could think of a couple, and I think that'd be fun, man, because I got jokes, and I know y'all have dealt with them. And then I also was just kind of like just curious about y'all living in that world where you are a minority or outnumbered or just different, and what it's like. And it ain't gotta be bad. It could be all positive. But I would like to talk about it. I think that would be a great conversation. Would you be interested?
No, I'd love to talk about that. I think that's something that I've experienced that hasn't been talked about for, you know, in general. So that'd be dope. That'd be super dope.
Well, then here comes the threat. I threaten guests sometimes. You ain't heard the last of me, Justice Norwood. I would like to say, Justice, thanks for coming on, and thanks for talking with Donato.
No, I appreciate you, man. It was a great time. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the listeners, too. Look me up on everything.
Have a great night.
All right, you too, man.